Another live service game has bitten the dust. Fortnite has a bunch of major updates, and Marvel Rivals hits a milestone at launch. Let's get into the game news, everybody. Welcome back. As we get into it, let's start off with Suicide Squad, the game nobody wants to talk about, but is still here. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League dropped season 4, and with that, we have the announcement of an offline mode, but also see offline mode coming to the game. Please to make this option available as part of season 4, episode 7, releasing on December 10th. Offline mode will allow you to experience content released for the game, including the main story campaign and all seasonal story mission content, without an internet connection. What a novel idea! To access offline mode, you can either create a new profile by starting from the beginning of the game or create a copy of your existing online profile. That's weird. They're adding Deathstroke, and then the final season, with Deathstroke joining the roster of Suicide Squad's crusade against Brainiac, is drawing to an end. Season 4 will finish up with episode 8, which is scheduled to release in January 2025, and that will serve as the last seasonal episode for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. While Season 4, episode 8 will mark the final battle against Brainiac, all online features will continue to be available, so you'll still be able to enjoy co-op with friends as well as all previous seasonal episodic content. But yeah, I mean, it's actually surprising the game lasted this long considering the reaction at launch, but I think this was a game that was very obviously built a certain way and then had plans change mid-development to be a service game, and so they had content that they were going to do regardless, but now it's over. It's over. What's up, Base Guru? Good to see you in chat. But yeah, that's it for Suicide Squad. Another service game gets taken down this year. X Defiant, Concord. Am I missing any? You guys let me know in chat. And we'll move on to our next topic, which was not this. Why did that open twice? All right, very weird. We'll just have some extra markers to filter through. It's fine. All right, Marvel Rivals, another hero service game that just launched. In just 72 hours, we've reached an incredible milestone of 10 million players worldwide. We want to extend our heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you. Let's ignite the battle together. 10 million players in 3 days, guys. That's impressive. The game is super fun. I've been streaming it. I'm very hopeful for it. It is a fantastic game. I'm enjoying my time. It is very fun. I know people talk about, oh, it's just Overwatch. It doesn't even do anything really unique. It didn't have to. It's got the Marvel branding, very interesting character designs. The characters are fun to play. The team ups are awesome. How they change abilities based on your team comp. Like it's wild. Like, why is that so good? It works. There's a lot of lore and thought put into each character and the reason they're in this game. It's little details that show these guys have understood the universe they're playing with and been able to create a new one. People can dunk on it all they want. It's a fun game. Now, if it would just get cross progression, that's like the next big ask I have for NetEase. Add cross progression, please, so I can just jump on from any device and start playing. But I guess that's another topic for another day. All right, let's move on down. This is from The Verge. Apple and Sony are working on Vision Pro support for PSVR2 controllers, which is interesting. Because this would be the first time we've seen VR controllers on an Apple headset, or the Apple headset. Vision Pro could gain support for Sony PSVR2 controllers soon, according to Mark Gurman, who is like Apple leak guru. If you guys aren't familiar, haven't heard the name, dude knows all things Apple. He's like an insider. I don't know what his role is, what he does, but I hear his name come up with like leaks and predictions all the time. Anyway, Apple and Sony apparently planned to announce support for the controller weeks ago, but have pushed back the rollout. Under this rumored partnership, Apple would begin selling Sony's controllers, which is interesting. They'd be sold standalone, which currently aren't available on their own. Which I did say. Sony has apparently been working on adding the support for months, while Apple has asked third-party devs if they would take advantage of Sony's VR controllers. It's potentially great news for Vision Pro owners who wish the headset had more gaming chops. There are precious few good native Vision OS games. And talk about Thrasher. Anyway, Gurman writes that Apple also wants to use the controllers for more than gaming. The controllers will be able to navigate Vision OS and would offer more precise controls in apps like Final Cut Pro and Photoshop. Right now, you can pair a standard Bluetooth controller, navigate visionOS, typing buttons to select things, scrolling with the analog sticks, and so on. They also work for gaming, but you're mostly limited to iPad and iPhone games with controller support or made for iOS emulators or that native Virtual Boy one, which is kind of cool. I'm glad a Virtual Boy emulator exists on an AVR headset at all. That's super cool. But they go on to ask, will this partnership bear fruit and help games actually flourish on the platform? I'm not immediately hopeful given the Vision Pro sales and Apple's track record of support from game publishers. Still, Vision Pro is fundamentally different from Apple's other devices, and VR is its own landscape. And there are signs the community wants this, at least one fully funded Kickstarter project, to develop MetaQuest 3 style controllers called the Surreal Touch for the Vision Pro. Maybe the Vision Pro will get some great VR games. Whether anyone will be around to buy them is another question entirely. Yeah, and that's what it comes down to. Is Apple sold the Vision Pro as a productivity machine, as a life experience machine, and not necessarily a gaming device. But games are expected to be on it. You know, I expect there to be games on it. If it gets support for these controllers, that would be really great to allow even like PSVR games to just be ported or streamed over the cloud. Like, I don't know how well that would work if you could, stream it. Like, your Vision Pro could be a PSVR substitute. Probably not. I don't think Sony would go that far, but adding the support for the controllers would allow some interesting potential ports of PSVR games coming over. And that would just be better for Apple Vision Pro users, and hopefully Apple, can make that happen, or at least some new games coming to the Vision Pro. I don't know. It's interesting though. It would be neat to see, and plus, more options for customers is always great. So there's always that. So anyway, all right, moving on to our next topic. Let's talk Fortnite. This is like the Fortnite show tonight. I'm just gonna be real honest. Fortnite goes first person with Ballistic, a tactical 5v5 shooter in early access December 11th, which is soon. By the time you guys see this, perspective is everything. Welcome to Ballistic, a new first-person Fortnite experience launching in early access on December 11th. With ranked and unranked, Ballistic is an adrenaline-filled, round-based 5v5 competitive game mode where strategy, tactical teamwork, and individual prowess are essential for victory. So they have this 4-second loop, but we see that we've got Fortnite in the first-person perspective. We knew this was coming. We didn't know what that was going to look like, but search and destroy, Counter-Strike, like these game modes that we're familiar with. That's what this is, and I'm gonna check it out. It looks awesome. It's launching with the Skyline 10 map, a starting set of weapons, and a limited number of items. Adjustments will be made beyond launch based on player feedback, in addition to major updates such as new maps, weapons, and features. I wonder if they're gonna add another battle pass for this or another something to unlock specific rewards, but the map looks cool. I'm hoping the gameplay is pretty tight. Again, they're saying this is early access, which I appreciate, but it's planting the bomb and defuse the bomb, so it's very straightforward. I'm pretty excited. You'll buy weapons each round. Again, if you played Counter-Strike, you'll understand this. What was that other game? Rogue Company? Very similar, except Rogue was third person. This is first person, and that's cool. Like, I'm very interested to see how the Fortnite engine, I say, because it's built in Unreal, we know, but like Fortnite as a platform, I'm curious how it handles first person perspective, especially after like fine tuning and specific development for a first person mode, and if we'll get other first person experiences. Here's a look at the weapons we're gonna get. Pretty standard fare for your elimination based game types, and then they've got some other like throwables and things. So this is gonna be good. I'm excited for this. It's gonna, like, you gotta stop thinking of Fortnite as just the battle royale game, and if you're still thinking of that, like, you really, like, it's so much more than that now. I mean, we've got Festival, which is Rock Band, Guitar Hero. We got Lego, which we'll talk about in a minute, which is its own set of experiences. We now have Fall Guys, which is all right. I mean, it's not exactly like the full Fall Guys game. Rocket Racing, which feels like they launched and they haven't really touched. I don't think it took off like they had hoped it would. But Rocket Racing is even fun, and I really like the idea that Fortnite as a platform can keep building out these different experiences to keep different kinds of players engaged, or longtime players just looking for something different to do. Because that battle royale loop gets old, that reload loop gets old. But I mean, even then, reload was fun. We have OG being a permanent part of the game, so you can play the latest season, or you can just play the very first Fortnite season to your heart's content. You know, there really is something for everyone in Fortnite or coming to Fortnite at some point, and I think that's commendable. You know, that's not something to scoff at. They have built such a platform for games that it would be hard for another game to come up and do this that isn't already an established IP. And Epic gets a tip of the hat for that. I mean, they have built something truly huge and like just massive, and is great. Like, it's fun. Like, this mode should be fun. But let's move on to our next Fortnite story real quick. Lego Fortnite becomes Lego Fortnite Odyssey with the Storm Chasers update. So they announced a big update coming to the base Lego Fortnite game, which has now become Lego Fortnite Odyssey to kind of encapsulate the latest changes that we'll talk about as we go in. When you head into Discover, you'll see Lego Fortnite is now its own unique category within the game. There you'll find Lego Fortnite Odyssey, Lego Group Made Islands, Creator Made Lego Islands, and Lego Fortnite Brick Life, a new social roleplay experience launching on December 12th. They have a trailer. I don't know how long it is. I guess we could watch it real quick. It's a minute. Sure. Just check it out. That'll probably tell us all we need. I like that the Star Wars stuff has just been part of the game. Mhm. This is a huge update though. So they basically added a big boss as an objective. Lego Fortnite Odyssey, the Storm King has thundered onto the scene in the survival mode's latest update, Storm Chasers. With a Stormwild Legion led by Raven, the Storm King has everything he needs to complete his sinister quest to consume all. It's up to you and your friends to stop him. Denal, thanks for that lurk. So this is awesome. I think the more content they add, the more people are going to engage with this. I've enjoyed my time with Lego Fortnite. You guys have seen me play on stream. Me and my kid like to play together and build, you know, our villages and explore the map and just do fun stuff. They have a bunch of new villains, a bunch of new mobs to go kill. They're also, you know, continually adding skins and everything else, new vehicles. So it's cool. Couch co-op, that's been a thing. Like, you know, it's fully compatible with split screen, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, and Xbox One. So, you know, that's awesome. Good to see that the Lego Fortnite game mode isn't like a temporary fad or whatever. I appreciate that. All right, let's move on. Lego Brick Life. So this is another new mode that they just announced. We'll check this trailer real quick. So I'm going to get copy struck for this DMCA claim. This is looking good. So this looks like a sim GTA roleplay kind of game mode. You can like go get your apartment and do stuff, jobs, and other silly things. I hadn't actually watched this, so this looks cool. But you can like build whatever. Mm-hmm. This is a cool mode. I want to jump into this just to see. It may not have staying power with me personally, but it does look good. So that's Lego Fortnite Brick Life, which is they also did a blog update for it, but it's essentially a role play kind of server. You play with friends, get on a map and explore and do things in like a city urban setting. It looks fun. It really does look fun. But again, another update for Fortnite. Like, good lord. But we're not done there. Let's talk about our last, I think our last Fortnite story. Let me check the tabs here. Yeah, our last Fortnite story for this week's game news. Fortnite players are getting their cut of a $72 million refund. Here's how you can too. So this is Insider Gaming. The FTC has announced that the first wave of refunds resulting from a $245 million fine to Epic Games is being distributed now. In March 23, Epic Games was ordered to pay back players duped into spending money by mistake, and the first round of refunds totaling $72 million has started being handed out. When the dust has settled in the FTC versus Fortnite case, the gaming titan was found to have been promoting a counterintuitive, inconsistent, and confusing button configuration that subsequently led millions of players to making purchases they didn't want. So this is like all those kids that had access to their parents' credit card and went, I don't know why I bought 18,000 V-Bucks. My bad. Like, that's what this is. Apparently they somehow held Epic accountable for their UI design. I don't know if they've changed it since then, but hey, okay. In recent years, the United States Federal Trade Commission has been hot on these tactics, which typically involve clever placement of buttons and prompts to encourage users to buy things in digital stores without them necessarily meaning to. The FTC claimed that Epic Games was knowingly allowing children to rack up unauthorized charges without any parental involvement. It's not the first company to adopt these tactics, nor will it be the last. But it's one of the firms hit the hardest by legal action pursued by the Federal Trade Commission. By way of a resolution, Epic Games agreed to discontinue the use of these shady tactics, and it noted that it would put in place a prompt requesting consent from the consumer before making any purchase. I appreciate that. I mean, I really do. My kids' accounts are like locked down. Like, she can't buy stuff. She doesn't have any unless she has money in any of her accounts, and she usually doesn't. So she can't. And if she wanted to, she has to come ask. You know? Next week, 629,344 customers will be refunded an average of $114. And this is just the first stop of the refund train. And then how to get a refund. I clicked this link and it said page not found. So I don't know if that's true or not. There's some prerequisites you'll need to meet in terms of eligibility. Resident of the U.S., 18 to complete the form, and been charged in-game currency between January 2017 and September 2022. I don't know. I don't think I have. But you have until January 10th, 2025 to make a claim. And just like a lot of these settlements, you're not going to get a whole lot in reimbursement. You know, hey, if you've been playing Fortnite since 2017, go file a claim and get some money back, I suppose. But interesting, you know, the Epic Games is probably writing all of this off anyway. This is not anything to hurt them. The side story, I have a friend whose kid got reported for cheating because he was playing a custom game with his friends. That one of the kids got mad and reported his buddy as cheating. So the kid got banned for 24 hours, the one that got reported, not the reporter. And it was a false report. And so Epic was like, hey, we mistakenly banned your account. Here's some V-Bucks. I'm not saying that's a good strategy for getting free V-Bucks. I'm pretty sure it's a fast track to getting your account banned legitimately. But it was interesting that they were like, hey, we're banning this account. And then they looked at it and went, never mind. That was a stupid thing to do. The guy wasn't cheating. It was just a report out of anger. Our bad. So, you know, Epic, this doesn't, I mean, they make so much money on this game that this is just a drop in the bucket for them. Let's be real. But good to see that there is recourse for people whose credit card bills are still probably looking at them in horror. Or they're looking at their bills in horror. I don't know where I'm going with this. Let's move on. All right, itch.io. Have you guys seen this? This is itch.io is a gaming website. Have a bunch of cool games, very popular games. Well, they posted on X, I kid you not, itch.io has been taken down by Original Funko because they used some trash AI-powered brand protection software called Brand Shield Limited that created some bogus phishing report to our registrar, I Want My Name, who ignored our response and just disabled the domain. And then said, I hope you're all having a nice Sunday evening. Also, for transparency, we did take the disputed page down as soon as we got the notice because it's not worth fighting stuff like that. Regardless, our registrar's automated system likely kicked to disable the domain since no one read our confirmation of removal. And I don't know the status here. I guess we could look at the account, but the reason I bring this up is because AI obviously has become a big part of 2024, and it will be a part of our lives going forward. I think it's important to note that when AI systems make decisions on access, there's no leeway, there's no understanding, there's no exceptions, right? You have to talk to a person, but if a person isn't there to talk to, the AI is the authority. And I think in situations like this shouldn't have happened. I mean, this is a big site. They complied with the, with the phishing report or whatever. Um, and still got punished. And this is ridiculous. Like, I think any kind of response, YouTube has this problem majorly where an account or a video can get flagged for whatever reason, and YouTube puts all of the pressure on the creator getting reported to prove that they didn't break the rules, instead of looking into like both sides, like who's making the report, do they have the right to be reporting, like people that copyright claim background music in videos, and they have no right to that music, but they're in like Spain, so you can't really like argue with the Spanish copyright laws. Maybe they do have a claim, I don't know, I'm not from Spain, and so it's just an abuse of a system that it gets exploited very easily. I could see the same thing happening here. Prompt engineering gone wild, right? Like they'll be able to falsely make a claim against the site. And I'm rambling on this, but I just wanted to bring it up because it's such a concerning thing in the future as AI gets rolled out to customer service and all these other things that make decisions for us behind the scenes. There's no leeway. The rules are the rules, and the AI will not bend those rules for anything. And here we are, like, we see a site get taken down because an automated system is automated, and it sucks. I'm pretty sure they have all this resolved by now. There's a lot going on. There, and it's wild. A lot of people talked about this over the weekend, I believe, and I just could not believe it. It's crazy. Anyway, let's move on. We're almost there, guys. Let's talk about Ubisoft. I don't know why that was open. Ubisoft shareholders in talks over possible buyout terms, sources say. This is on Reuters, which I don't normally go to for gaming news, but sometimes. But shareholders of Ubisoft Entertainment are considering how to structure a possible buyout of the Assassin's Creed video game maker without reducing the founding family's control. Two people familiar with the matter told Reuters. The Guillemot family, which is the largest and founding shareholder, has been in talks with Tencent, ooh, that's spooky, and other investors in recent weeks about funding a management-led buyout of France's largest video game maker. The people said, speaking on condition of anonymity. However, the Guillemot family has indicated it would like to retain the control it has over the company, which also makes Just Dance, Far Cry, and Tom Clancy's video game series as part of the deal, the people said. Tencent, currently the second largest shareholder in Ubisoft and China's biggest social network and gaming firm, has yet to decide whether to participate in the buyout and increase its stake in the company, one of the people said. It's partly because it has asked for a greater say on future board decisions, including cash flow distribution in return for financing the deal, which has not been agreed upon with the Guillemot family, the person added. Discussions between the two parties are ongoing as Tencent also wants to prevent any potential hostile takeover of Ubisoft by other investors, said the person, adding that Tencent's plan is to remain patient and wait for the founding family to agree to a deal. Tencent may opt not to increase its stake in Ubisoft as it considers its current direct holding of almost 10% in Ubisoft sufficient for maintaining its gaming business cooperation with the company, the person added. Tencent declined to comment, as they would. A representative of the Guillemot family did not respond to requests for comment. Also, not surprising there. We remain committed to making decisions in the best interests of all of our stakeholders, a spokesman for Ubisoft said. In this context, as we've already indicated, the company is also reviewing all its strategic options. So, all of this comes down to XDefiant got terminated. We saw that last week. It's shutting down next year, very soon. We've got problems with Assassin's Creed, the newest one, delayed to next year. Apparently undergoing major changes. Skull and Bones wasn't the hit it was supposed to be. And Star Wars Outlaws even underperformed. And this is where I start to ask questions like, okay, so they want to sell, but the family wants to stay in control. I don't see how you get it both ways. I don't see how you can sell your company but still run your company. And at this point, Ubisoft's leadership is probably they need to be owning up to responsibility for the state of Ubisoft. It's not gamers' faults. It's not developers' faults. It's Ubisoft as a whole. The management is doing things that people don't want to engage with, changing timelines, rushing games, whatever the case is behind the scenes. It comes down, it goes all the way up the chain to the executives. So I really wonder what the deal is here. I can't see a world where they retain control of their company. I feel like they can stay on as investors, but they will not be making decisions for much longer if Tencent does decide to buy out there. Very interesting. You guys let me know what you think about that. But I don't know. Ubisoft is in trouble though. The writing is on the wall, guys. We may not see Ubisoft last much longer, or if they do, they'll be a very different company in the future. All right, let's hit our last story. All right, Xbox news here. Matt Booty explains Xbox's approach to PS5 ports and scheduling strategy. This isn't a big story. This isn't groundbreaking. But in a recent interview, Matt Booty, head of Xbox Game Studios, shed light on the company's approach to releasing games on platforms beyond Xbox, such as the PlayStation 5. Booty emphasized that decisions regarding exclusivity and release windows are made on a case-by-case basis, with each studio operating under unique circumstances. The only reason I bring that up is because we have Indiana Jones that just launched. It's doing well on Xbox and PC. The statement is pretty much that. We're very much making the exclusivity and windowing decisions on a game-by-game basis, and each of our studios is in a little bit of a different position. So Phil Spencer basically has said that before, and what it comes down to is you can't predict when they're going to release a game multi-platform. They will release it if they think it'll sell well on PlayStation, and there you have it. You know, that's pretty much it. Like, I don't know. I think the reminder is Indiana Jones just came out, and it's going to be coming out on PlayStation next year. And that was a decision they made. Now, I'm pretty sure Disney had a lot to say about that. Namely because Disney wants that game to sell, and they want to be able to make money off of the game. I'm hearing it's doing well. Got it reviewed well. People are liking it. I need to check it out. I don't know when I'll get to. Maybe over the Christmas break coming up, I'll get to check it out. But I don't know. Anyway, that does it for the game news. I'm not going to linger on too long because apparently my voice is starting to give out. But anyway, thanks for hanging out tonight or today. If you're watching this show after it's been live, leave a comment down below on YouTube or Rumble. Like the video. Make sure you're following or subscribing. And I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. You guys have a good time, whatever you're doing. And I'm going to play Minecraft with friends now. See ya.